the allegation of a trilateral conspiracy against the United States. The recent alignment of Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at a military parade in Beijing has sparked significant international discussion, particularly following an allegation by former US President Donald Trump that the trio was conspiring against the United States. This public display of unity, occurring on the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II, serves as a powerful symbol of a changing global power dynamic. This analysis will summarize the issue, explore its underlying reasons and consequences, and offer predictions and potential solutions. Summary of the issue. On the occasion of a grand military parade in Beijing, Xi Jinping hosted both Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, marking a rare and potent visual of solidarity among the three nations. The event was widely interpreted as a demonstration of a shared anti-Western sentiment and a challenge to the US-led global order. Shortly after the images of the three leaders together were circulated, Donald Trump posted on social media, accusing the leaders of conspiring against the United States of America. The Kremlin and China's foreign ministry quickly responded, with Russian officials suggesting Trump's comment may have been ironic, and Chinese spokespeople asserting their diplomatic relations are not directed against any third party. The core of the issue lies in the tension between rhetoric and reality. While Trump's use of the term conspiracy is provocative, it highlights a tangible and growing strategic partnership among these countries. This partnership, forged from a combination of shared grievances and mutual interests, is perceived as a direct counterbalance to the influence of the United States and its allies. The public denials from Beijing and Moscow, while expected, do little to assuage the underlying concerns of a de facto bloc forming in opposition to Western interests. Analysis, reasons and consequences. The reasons for Trump's allegation are multifaceted. From a political standpoint, the claim serves to frame a perceived threat in stark, simple terms for a domestic audience, positioning the accuser as a vigilant defender of national interests. It also reasserts a narrative of American decline under the current administration, implying that a more confrontational approach is necessary. Beyond the political theatre, the allegation reflects a genuine, albeit often exaggerated, concern within US foreign policy circles about the growing cooperation among Russia, China, and North Korea. This trio's shared goal of creating a multipolar world where they have greater autonomy and leverage is a direct challenge to American global leadership. For Russia, the alignment provides an economic and diplomatic lifeline amid Western sanctions over the war in Ukraine. For China, it secures a strategic partnership with two nuclear-armed states, bolstering its own regional and global ambitions. For North Korea, the bond with Russia and China offers critical economic support and protection from international pressure. The consequences of such a high-stakes accusation are significant. On the diplomatic front, blunt and inflammatory rhetoric can further poison an already tense environment, making it more difficult to find common ground on critical issues like arms control, trade, or climate change. The public labeling of a conspiracy could also push the three nations closer together, as it reinforces their shared perception of being unfairly targeted by the West. Domestically, the rhetoric fuels political polarization and a sense of existential threat, which can impact policy decisions and public opinion. The international community, particularly US allies, must navigate the implications as they face the dual challenge of a rising geopolitical bloc and the unpredictable nature of American foreign policy. Predictions and solutions. In the short term, it is likely that the public displays of solidarity among China, Russia, and North Korea will continue. These nations will leverage such events to demonstrate their resilience and a willingness to defy international norms, particularly those imposed by the West. The US and its allies will continue to view this as a growing threat, leading to heightened tensions and a greater focus on strategic deterrence and military readiness. Looking ahead, the longevity of this trilateral partnership is not guaranteed. While a shared anti-Western stance binds them, their individual national interests may cause friction. China, for instance, has its own complex relationship with North Korea, and Russia's reliance on China could create an imbalance of power. A durable solution for the US and its allies, therefore, requires a multi-pronged strategy. First, the US should prioritize strengthening its core alliances with NATO members and key partners in the Indo-Pacific. This collective security approach is the most effective way to deter aggression. Second, a nuanced diplomatic strategy is essential. While military deterrence is crucial, the US must also seek opportunities for dialogue and cooperation on issues of mutual interest, such as global health, climate change, and counter-terrorism. Finally, a robust economic policy that reduces dependence on adversaries and builds resilient supply chains is vital. This would diminish the leverage of these nations and fortify the economic security of the United States and its allies.